Welcome back, Super Studs. This is Meant to Achieve, the place where athletes come to think straight and get focused so they can achieve their goals. My name is Griff Joyce and I'm the head videographer around here, and I'm here coming to you today with number 5 in the What Makes Them So Great series, Coachability. As in, are you coachable? So if we're going to answer that question, we have to first define it. Coachability. That means a coach says something, you hear it, you change because of it, and you keep the change. Now, I don't mean keep the change like you spend $1 and you get a quarter. I mean, a coach says, hey guys, let's make sure that when we get a ball in the outfield, we throw it to second before we throw it home, because it's faster than the center fielder throwing the thing, even though you can, all the way yourself. Quick throw to second, quick throw home is faster, fellas. Let's go ahead and do that. So the coach said something. You as a center fielder hear it. You then as a center fielder actually do it, and then when you get to the games, you keep doing it without having to be reminded. Coach says something, you hear it, you change, you keep the change. So there are 7 things that can get in the way of this, okay? Number 1, the worst one, ignoring the coach. I have coached for well over 30 years, and I can't tell you how many good, nice kids give me this one sometimes. Their friend is just more entertaining and more interesting than I am. Now, I get that we adults talk a lot and we got a lot to say and you get bored listening sometimes, but it's really rude. Make sure that you're pretending at least to hear the coach, because otherwise, wow, will they tune you out since you've tuned them out. So no ignoring the coach. Now, next step up the ladder from ignoring is ing a coach. That's when you're looking at the coach and you're maybe even trying to listen, maybe only pretending, but when they get done speaking, they go, okay, everybody got it? And you go, and you run. And maybe on the way, you're asking your friends, what did they say? What are we doing right now? But you didn't hear it yourself. Ing a coach is better than ignoring them, but not by much. When your coach is talking, you should be listening and thinking, what does this mean to me and what will I have to change due to these words? So the next one up is hearing a coach, but not understanding and then not asking about it. So you're looking, you're focusing, you're trying to get away from those first 2 levels, and you heard every word, but it didn't quite make sense to you. Now, at that point, it is your responsibility as a responsible athlete to raise your hand and say, Coach, I'm trying so hard here. I just didn't understand what you meant. I heard all the words. Can you go over it again, maybe in different words? Now, some coaches are more tolerant of clarifying questions than others. But regardless, you're going to look dumb if you go out there and don't know what's going on. So as an athlete, say quickly, hey, could you clarify, or could you tell me what you meant by doing it in sequence? I heard that, but I don't know what that means, coach. So ask your clarifying questions if you need to, so you don't go out there and look dumb. Next step up the ladder. You heard it all. You got it all, but you interpreted the words instead of just listening. So sometimes us coaches are pretty smart. I coach a lot, and I can see patterns in athletes, and there will be times when an athlete will be short all day, whether they're shooting baskets and they're short, or they're trying to pass a soccer ball, or they're trying to throw a baseball, and they're just doing it short all day. I'll say something like, hey, the very next time you go to shoot, I want you to miss long. And the athlete will go, oh, coach means don't miss short again. And then they go to shoot, and sure enough, I'll tell you what, they miss short. When I say miss long, I literally want you to miss long. I want you to make a new mistake, or at least by aiming there, still be short and it might go in. But we actually want you to do what our actual words are, not reinterpret them for us. We will do that for you. That's part of our job as a coach. So no interpreting words, just do them. As a matter of fact, the first day of every practice I've had the last 20 years, I say the following to my kids. Say, hey guys, I have been coaching an awfully long time. Now it's well over 30 years. I say, I will say the exact right words on the very first try every time all year. And if I don't, I will stop the practice, publicly apologize for making a mistake, and make it right. Now, not every coach I know does that, but we all do have a pretty good sense of what we're talking about. We want to interpret it for you. We want to say the right words, have you hear them, and follow them. Please work on that. Next, having your own agenda. Words don't mean a thing, coach. I heard them all. I got it, but I'm going to do my own thing. An example of this might be when the coach says, hey, we need to pass 12 times before we take a shot, and you taking a shot because you're pretty sure you can make it. Even if you make the shot most of the time, you're still not on board with what the coach is saying, and you have your own agenda. That's what that means. Coach has one vision, you have another. And it's usually selfish when kids have their own agenda. And that kind of screams the wrong things to a coach. Careful you don't get caught being that kind of person. How about when you learn something, but it does not transfer over into the games? So we've just practiced throwing the ball from center field to second base and then to first because it's faster. We do it and do it and do it and do it in practice, and then you get in the games and you just do it your way for one of a million reasons. That's not good either. And the last one up from there is practice, practice, practice. The seventh thing we can look at that makes you not coachable is when you practice something in practice, you intend on using it in the games, and you forget. Even though you had best intentions, you heard, you practiced, you were planning on using it, but you got caught up in the moment. You're not a bad kid, you're not a bad athlete, but the kids that remember are necessarily more coachable and therefore better and more attractive than you. So again, coachability, being coachable, is when something's taught to an athlete, they learn it and consistently use it. So being coachable, of the three things that really kind of define it for an athlete, is just dogged determination. You will figure out a way to get the new directions, the new skill, the new technique done. High standards on that new technique. Not just done because the coach said so, but done and done well. Because you trust the coach, or you're at least trying to convince them of that. So dogged determination, high standards for the new thing being taught and used, and using those high standards and that dogged determination because you trust that the coach is right. An example from my past, I was coaching 3 kids one time, and we were working on a volleyball thing, or working on footwork. And the footwork I was teaching was new for this kid. For some reason, she had a lot of trouble with it. So she said, hey coach, hang on. I thought I heard you say blank, blank, blank. I said, yes, I did. So you want me to blank, blank, blank? And I said, yes, I do. She said, give me a second. And she walked away. Now, I thought she was walking away and leaving because it was too hard or wasn't the way she rolled or something like that. No, this kid walked off to the side, left the 3 of us, me and the 2 other girls, they're working, and she did the footwork. Blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank. Kept getting it wrong again and again and again. And I started to walk over and say, hey, do you need some help? And she said, no, I got it. I'll get back to you when I figure this out. So I kept working with the other girls. They got a little more attention. We figured some things out. She comes walking back. She says, like this, coach? Blankety blanks herself through the motions. And I say, well, it's close except for this one thing. She thinks and goes, give me another second. Walks away again. Working on her own. Total focus, total motivation, making it happen. She has all the information she needs. She doesn't need me at all to figure out how to make her body, her feet do these things. Figures it out, comes back again. Do I have it now? Yes, you do. I fell in love with that kid that day because you could say something to her and she would go do it till she figured it out, and she'd come back for the next piece of valuable information from the coach's mouth. That's how you get a coach to like you. So, if you have enjoyed today's information, make sure you like us on Facebook. That's Ment to Achieve, M-E-N-T, the number 2, and the word achieve. Or subscribe to us right here on the YouTube channel. And until next time, make sure you keep thinking straight and stay focused, because you are meant to achieve.